The Temple Mount in Jerusalem has never been excavated, but an illegal construction project 20 years ago opened the door to some major discoveries. The Temple Mount Sifting Project is an archaeological adventure whose purpose is to find the empirical proof. The Temple Mount is one of the most sacred places on Earth, full of history and mystery. Now, scientists have uncovered hidden chambers that were sealed for nearly 2,800 years. An extraordinarily rare and extremely significant archaeological discovery has been unearthed in Jerusalem. What's inside could rewrite what we know about ancient Jerusalem. Get ready. This discovery is about to blow your mind. Beneath the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, scientists have found something that feels straight out of a mystery novel. We have uncovered one of the most meaningful items that is a witness to one of the most dramatic events in the history of Jewish people. For centuries, people have wondered what secrets might lie under this sacred ground. Now, with the help of new technology, researchers have discovered hidden chambers that have been sealed for almost 2,800 years. The find is exciting, mysterious, and deeply meaningful. The Temple Mount is one of the holiest places in the world. It is sacred to Jews, Muslims, and Christians. Because of this, digging under it has always been off-limits. Any attempt to excavate could cause conflict, so archaeologists have never been allowed to explore it the traditional way. This made the area one of the biggest archaeological mysteries on Earth. But instead of giving up, scientists looked for a smarter way. They turned to advanced technology. The main tool they used was ground-penetrating radar. This method sends radar waves into the Earth and measures how they bounce back. From this, researchers can create images of what lies underground. The beauty of this method is that it does not disturb the ground at all. Along with radar, scientists used other scanning tools that create three-dimensional maps of what lies below the surface. When the results came in, the team could hardly believe it. The scans showed several chambers under the Temple Mount. These were not random caves. They were man-made rooms, carefully built and connected together like a hidden network. Even more shocking, evidence shows these rooms have not been touched since around 700 years before the birth of Christ. That means they were sealed during a time when ancient Jerusalem was still young. Think about it. Rooms that have been locked away for nearly 3,000 years. For a defining moment in the history of Jerusalem, some 3,000 years ago, the Israelite King David conquered the small, ancient Canaanite hilltop city. What could these chambers hold? Some experts think they might have been used for storing valuable objects, perhaps sacred scrolls or ritual items. Others wonder if they were meeting places for priests or leaders. There is even the possibility that they were secret hiding spots during times of danger. Right now, no one knows for sure. And here is the catch. The rooms cannot be opened, at least not yet. Because the Temple Mount is such a sensitive site, any attempt to dig could spark tension. So for now, scientists must rely only on technology to peek inside. This is both thrilling and frustrating. Thrilling because the mystery is so huge, frustrating because the answers remain just out of reach. Even with this challenge, the discovery is groundbreaking. It proves that modern technology can reveal the past without moving a single stone. These sealed chambers, untouched for almost 3,000 years, give us a rare time capsule into the world of ancient Jerusalem. They also remind us of how much history still lies hidden, waiting to be found. The discovery beneath the Temple Mount is more than stone walls and dark passages. It is a doorway into forgotten stories. It shows how faith, history, and mystery are deeply tied together in this city. Each scan brings us closer to learning the truth, and one day, perhaps, the world will finally know what secrets have been waiting in the dark for nearly 3,000 years. But this is only the first piece of the puzzle. What the scientists found inside these sealed rooms will make you question everything you thought you knew about ancient worship. Right near the place where Solomon's temple once stood, scientists have found something that feels like stepping straight into the past. Hidden away for almost 3,000 years, they uncovered a shrine that has stayed untouched by time. What they discovered inside makes it one of the most amazing finds in history. The shrine is not just one room, it's made up of 8 rooms, each one carefully built and connected. The most surprising part is how perfect the rooms are. They were sealed so tightly that time never damaged them. Wars raged above, kingdoms rose and fell, but these rooms stayed safe. No thief ever entered, no flame ever burned them, no hand ever moved the objects inside. It's like a time capsule waiting to be opened. Inside the shrine, scientists found objects used in rituals long ago. There are oil presses and wine basins, tools that would have been used in sacred ceremonies. Imagine priests pressing oil for offerings or pouring wine into basins to honor their god. These items are not broken or scattered. They sit there as if they were just set down yesterday, perfectly preserved for us to see today. In one of the rooms stands a stone, tall and solid. This is called a standing stone, or masiba. In ancient times, such stones often symbolized the presence of God. People would gather around them, pray beside them, and treat them as holy. To find one here beneath the Temple Mount makes the discovery even more powerful. It shows that this place has been sacred ground for countless generations. The shrine also holds altar slabs, flat stones used for offerings. What shocked researchers was that traces of oils and incense were still present on their surfaces. Even after thousands of years, the remains of sacred rituals can be found. Imagine the smell of incense filling the room as ancient worshippers prayed. Those scents may be gone now, but the evidence of them remains like a faint echo of the past. What makes this shrine even more meaningful is its location. It sits right beneath the Temple Mount at the very heart of Jerusalem's spiritual history. Being so close to where Solomon's temple once stood means these rooms were not ordinary storage spaces. They were part of a sacred system connected to worship in the ancient city. This adds enormous weight to the discovery. The preservation is what makes this find unlike any other. Across the world, many ancient sites have been destroyed or looted. Time, weather, and war often erased the past, but these 8 rooms escaped it all. It feels almost as if history itself protected them, keeping their secrets hidden until now. This shrine is more than stone walls and objects. It is a message from the people of ancient Jerusalem. It tells us what they valued, how they worshipped, and how deeply faith shaped their lives. For scientists, it's a treasure chest of history. For believers, it's proof that the sacred roots of the Temple Mount run deeper than anyone imagined. It's a time capsule sealed for nearly 3,000 years and finally revealed. Yet, even with all these incredible finds, the shrine holds a secret that challenges one of the most important stories in religious history. The discovery of the shrine beneath the Temple Mount does more than reveal hidden rooms and sacred objects. It also raises big questions about the history told in the Bible. For centuries, the story has been clear. King Hezekiah, who ruled Judah in the 8th century before Christ, made major reforms. According to the traditional account, he shut down local shrines and altars. This move was meant to unite the people and focus their devotion on one holy place. But the newly uncovered shrine tells a different story. The 8 rooms full of ritual tools, altars, and sacred stones showed that worship outside the main temple may not have ended completely. Instead, it looks like smaller groups continued their rituals in secret, keeping their traditions alive even when the king had banned them. This means the story of Hezekiah's reforms may be more complicated than we thought. If this shrine was active during or after Hezekiah's time, it suggests that his reforms were not absolute. People may have followed the rules in public, going to the temple as commanded, but in private, they kept older practices alive. Faith and tradition run deep, and people often hold on to their ways even when leaders demand change. The idea that worship went underground instead of disappearing completely is powerful. It means the religious life of ancient Jerusalem was not as uniform as the written texts suggest. Instead, it was full of layers: public worship at the temple and private, hidden rituals in secret shrines. This gives us a more colorful and complex picture of faith in that time. It also reminds us that history is rarely as simple as one story. The Bible tells us the ideals and the laws, but archaeology shows us what people actually did. Sometimes they followed the rules, and sometimes they bent them. The shrine beneath the Temple Mount is proof that reality was messier than the official version. The implications are huge. If Hezekiah's reforms were not as
The shrine beneath the Temple Mount is proof that reality was messier than the official version. The implications are huge. If Hezekiah's reforms were not as complete as once believed, then the entire history of religion in Judah needs to be re-examined. It suggests that the path from local worship to centralized worship at the temple was not a straight line. Instead, it was a struggle, a push and pull between old traditions and new commands. For believers, this does not weaken faith. Instead, it adds depth. It shows that ancient peoples faced the same struggles we do today, balancing tradition, authority, and personal devotion. For historians, it is a reminder that every story has more than one side. It tells us that reforms may not have erased local worship, but only pushed it into hidden corners. It reveals that ancient Jerusalem was a place of both unity and diversity in faith. And it reminds us that even after nearly 3,000 years, the past still has surprises waiting to be uncovered.